Welcome back, eSIM Studios. Before we get into this topic, check my nose out. We have a new kitten at home, and I was playing with her 2 nights ago, and her claw, I was playing with her, and her claws are razor sharp, and she just, as it was like slow motion, as I was pulling away, I saw her swipe up, I was pulling away, and not fast enough, right across my face. Now, she was playing, she's a sweetheart, she's not violent, you know, it's just, she was playing with me, and I just got a little too close. All right, fingerprint sensors, specifically pixel sensors, fingerprint sensors. There is a trick I have been using. Now, this comes up because I went to go set mother's phone up for the Pixel 7a. Her fingers are, I don't know, she's in her 60s. Her fingers are like wrinkly, like, you know, when you go swimming for a long time in the pool and your fingers get like wavy, wrinkly, or like prune, right? Like a prune, I guess. Well, hers are like prunes without the swimming. And it just wouldn't read her fingerprint. Now, that's not her, because I even set up mine. It works perfect on my finger. It's just her specific finger. However, I remembered this trick. I haven't had any issues with my S23 Ultra or my Pixel 7 Pro fingerprint scanner. But I did remember this trick that used to work for me. And if you have dry finger, now the flagships are pretty good. The Pixel 6a, I had that one. I did not like that device at all. 60 hertz screen is hard to get used to, and the processor was way too fast. It has the G2. I think it has G2. No, it has G1. But anyways, the processor was way too fast for the slow hertz refresh rate. So it was real choppy. My fingerprint scanner did not work on the 6A. Even my wife tried it, did not work for her. So that was basically not operable. However, the trick is, if you have dry fingers, especially, I used to be a mechanic, I used to work on cars, my fingers, my fingerprints would have debris, dirt. Let me see if you can see that. Let me click on, maybe not, but my fingers are dry, right? You can see that little, there's even a little piece of dead skin. I know it's gross, but whatever. So my fingers are pretty dry. Like I said, when I was a mechanic, I had dirt, debris, stuff in my fingerprint. Now, this was the day when fingerprint scanners, that's when I was getting out of being a mechanic. But when fingerprint scanners, I think I was leaving right as the very first fingerprint scanner on the OnePlus. Oh, I was a mechanic, and then I was a CDL truck driver. Yeah, it was when I was a truck driver, the OnePlus 7. No, 6T. I think it was the 6T. It's about 4 years ago. They've come a long way. That was awesome. I didn't really have too much issues there, although they've gotten a lot better. The accuracy is a lot better. You have to get it just right. But here's the trick. Long story short, here's the trick. If you can't register your fingerprint when you're setting up the device or the sensor, or if you are just a regular day, you've already set it up in the past, but your fingerprint isn't catching or unlocking your device, here's the trick. No matter, typically you're probably going to use your thumb as you're holding the phone, but here's the trick. And I don't know why it's like this, but it just is. Wipe your face. If you have an oily face, even if you don't, wipe the side of your nose, side of your face, something oily. And it works better with skin oil rather than licking your thumb and then trying it, because that's more soluble, that's more liquid. The oil that comes, a body oil from your skin, is oily, right? So it has something to do with, now this works on both optical fingerprint scanners and ultrasonic fingerprint scanners. Google is using the optical fingerprint scanner for their Pixels, and whatever, well, I guess their new tablet, I'm sure, will have the optical fingerprint scanner. And the Samsung Galaxy S23 uses a different one. The Samsung uses a ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. Excuse me. And I think OnePlus, I'm not sure. I think OnePlus uses ultrasonic. No, I think they use optical. I don't know. Regardless, I have a Pixel and an S23 Ultra, and it works on both sensors. Now, I never have an issue. Now, again, it's been a while since I've done this, and it works a lot better than just licking your thumb. I'm sure those of you out there have tried it. Android users, if your fingerprint won't work, you lick your thumb and you put it on your phone. The skin oil is almost flawless. I think I can only remember once or twice it's failed. It seems to work flawless. So again, if you're having issues registering your fingerprint, try wiping whatever finger you're trying to activate or unlock your phone or register with. Wipe your face, your nose, something with skin oil on it. Again, I know it kind of sounds gross, but it works. Oil, and then put it on there and it'll work. Now, another trick. I haven't had to do this in a while because actually the fingerprint scanners on both Pixel optical sensor and Samsung ultrasonic both work great today. However, I've had a couple of misreads and or non-unlocks with the Samsung ultrasonic. It seems to be more sensitive, and it's not necessarily it doesn't pick up my fingerprint, it's just where you place it. I think the sensor under the screen maybe a little smaller than the one that's on the Pixel, because the one that's on the Pixel, I barely even have to look at the phone. I know exactly where it goes. Even if I'm off a little bit, boom, it unlocks. Samsung is different. You have to really make sure you get it just right. You know, like on your lock screen, how you can set the outline of a fingerprint? I keep mine, you have an option to keep that on or off on your lock screen. I always have that one on, just so I know exactly where to put my thumb. Pixel, I don't even think there's an option to turn that on the lock screen. I may be wrong, but I don't think there is. I just, boom, put it on there, it works. So I know there is a bunch of fuss about the Pixel 6 Pro when it was released with not reading fingerprints. I never had an issue at all. And now they did upgrade the hardware underneath the screen. They have a new optical sensor for the Pixel 7 Pro under the screen that even improves upon. Now this year you haven't heard a word about or a post about fingerprint scanner issues with the Pixel 7 Pro. And I wanted to give you one more tip before I let y'all go. Try registering the same finger, different attempts. So you know how it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers? Register that same thumb on like 3 fingerprints, and then that'll definitely read it. All right, y'all, I gotta go. My wife's calling. Peace.